My name is Daniel. I'll be your captain for the next 35 minutes. Can I get everybody to say hello, Daniel?
Hello, Daniel!
I welcome each and every one of you to the San Antonio Riverwalk. During the entire tour, please remain seated. Keep hands and arms inside the blue railing.
Keep your
Use of
devices
any
away
kind of
from my
tobacco
legs.
product is prohibited. And if we should end up in a river,
See up there,
take
look
your
there.
life jacket in one hand,
Red and green
your
on the
shawl in
building.
the other hand, and then simply walk
Yeah,
out
red
the
and green
river.
in the building.
The average depth is only 3 feet. We do have a lot of tourists on the Riverwalk, but when you get on the boat, we have a special name for you. You know what it is?
Tourist?
We call you celebrities. And it's quite appropriate, even expected of you to smile and wave at the tourists anytime during the trip.
Oh, that's what people always ask.
Yeah.
The River Center Mall is in front of us, and that mall
Y'all listen?
is quite unique. It has over 1 million square feet of space. It has stores and shops and restaurants. It even has an IMAX theater. If you go into any of those places that I just mentioned, they're not going to recognize your face, but I guarantee you they will recognize your American Express, Discover, Visa, or MasterCard.
That's what I said. Your money.
Already messed up with the nails. Where are you? Flag, Creamery, Starbucks.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, it's in there. First Riverwalk.
The first Europeans to come into this area were Spanish missionaries.
Okay, you were
And when
saying
they showed up, they celebrated the Mass.
Yeah.
And that date was June 13th, 1690.
Wow, that's a tall building.
Because in the Catholic religion, that happened to be the feast day of San Antonio. And because of that, they named the river in his honor. It wasn't until about 30 years later, in 1718, that San Antonio, the city, took that name for itself from the river. If you look to the right-hand side, you'll see a statue of San Antonio.
Yeah, remember the statue we saw? That was San Antonio right there.
Because he is the patron
San
saint of
Antonio.
children. I have 2 grandkids. I've nicknamed them Cyclone and Whirlwind. I talk to San Antonio often.
Yeah, my sister said there's bad weather coming their way.
We might get a tornado in Austin.
The building in front of us is the Hilton Palacio del Rio Hotel. And that hotel is special because it made the Guinness Book of World Records. It has 500 rooms. They built that hotel in 202 days and set the world's record.
Wow. They built that hotel in 2 days.
That's it?
To my right-hand side is a steeple that belongs to
You know how
St.
they did it?
Joseph's Catholic
Every
Church.
room is a cube.
Built in 1868
It's like a
by the
connex,
German
like a
community.
moped. So
A
every
beautiful
cube was put
stained glass
together
windows
off-site,
that
and they
were
just put it in like
engineered for
Legos. That's why it was done so fast. Yeah, we talk about it at work because it's an architectural.
Oh, okay.
Now, what I find interesting about the Hilton Palacio del Rio
So they built it all
Hotel is
outside?
why did they build
See
it
how they
so
each are
quickly?
squares?
Well, it turns
Cubes?
out that every one of those
They were
rooms
just
was
bolted
booked
together.
up for the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. They managed to finish the hotel just 2 days before the opening of that fair.
Wow.
The San Antonio Chamber of Commerce is to the right. They can answer any questions regarding San Antonio. At the end of the building, you'll see a San Antonio landmark. It's called the Torch of Friendship. It was given to the city by Mexico. Brought up here in 2002
Hotel.
Look at the hotel. What's going on?
Now,
Wow, you look
to
happy.
my left-hand side, this is a much better angle to view the Hilton Palacio Del Rio Hotel from. You can see how they stack those rooms next to and on top of one another so that they could finish this hotel in world record time of 202 days.
I got my
Straight ahead around
camera.
the corner to the right is a part of the Riverwalk called Mawma. It's an artisan community. In the 1700s, Spanish colonial soldiers were housed in this area. And straight ahead in the 1850s on that hill, German settlers had homes.
That man, it's a big silo.
Whoa,
Now around the
that's
corner
huge.
here is the Arneson River Theater. There's seating for 800 to the left and a stage to the right. The stage became more famous
Did you get it?
when they made
Yeah.
the movie Miss
Cool.
Congeniality.
That was a helicopter.
Sandra Bullock and William Shatner.
Mommy,
were on
you
that
want to
stage.
say anything?
The background of the
having
stage
fun
are
tonight.
5 bells. They represent the 5 missions of San Antonio. The one in the center has an inscription on it that says Robert Hugman, the architect of the San Antonio Riverwalk.
Okay, you want to
This
say
bridge is
anything?
called Rosita's Bridge
No.
in honor of Rosita
No.
Fernandez.
She wanted to say
That stage
no.
For 26 years.
Okay? Ah.
Now, this
So we're in San Antonio and we're on the boat at night.
It comes
So,
out from a spring.
yeah.
Now, where does the water come from for that spring? Well,
They're
there's
doing
a
the
huge
river
underground
walk.
lake under the city. It's over 180 miles long, and it's called the Edwards Aquifer. It supplies water to the river and drinking water for the whole city. This sculpture on the right represents cattle drives that used to take place here in the 1800s.
Good, Mom.
Yes, I just turned.
And the building on the right is the Frisco Western Art Museum, a great place to visit. Straight
Really
ahead,
good.
the tall building, that is the Tower Life Building. I'll be telling you more about that in just a few minutes.
These phones really suck. These kind of lights.
No, my camera's getting so good.
Is it? Good.
Oh my gosh.
Coming up on the right-hand side, you'll see a modest sculpture that commemorates the site of a mass that was done here in 1691. It's
Whoa,
Father
nice.
Massenet's table, and it's sitting on an island that locals refer to as Marriage Island. They say there are over 300 marriages that takes place here yearly. The building on the right has a mural on it that shows Old Mill Crossing. In the 1850s, farmers would take wagon loads of grain. They crossed the river here because it was shallow, and they took it to Nat Lewis's mill.
Whoa, that's cool. Wood? That's all wood. Whoa, look at the tree. I'm getting some good angles just in
To the
this
front of the
camera.
boat is a tower shaped like a bullet. That belongs to the Bexar County Courthouse. Built in 1896, the oldest continuously operated courthouse in Texas. I was in that building 3 times, once for a wedding and twice for jury duty. To my left, this is the Tower Life Building, 400 feet high, built in 1928. Neo-Gothic architectural design. There are gargoyles jutting out from the top. When it rains, water pours out of their mouth.
Oh, wow.
Underneath that first ledge are ugly faces. Can you see them? Do you know what we call them? We call them politicians.
These are people who make our
To my
laws.
right-hand side, we're going by a hotel. Prior to 1963, on that site was a pharmaceutical company, and it was called the San Antonio Drug Company. Now it's the Homewood Suites Hilton Hotel.
Look at all those little pigeons. Oh my gosh. So many little pigeons.
Now to my right hand side,
You get up next to it,
this is the
you look down the other
International
side, it
Building.
looks like there's no other
For
side.
30 years, this
There's an
used
angle,
to
I
be
don't know
a
which one he
central
shoots.
library. Today, it houses businesses from Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. If you look behind the boat at the Tower Life building from this angle, people say that it looks like a great big ocean liner and it's sailing on the streets of San Antonio. Can you see it?
Yeah.
One person, actually the building was built in 1928, and at that time, the first 6 floors were occupied by Sears, Roebuck and Company. We're going to exit through floodgate number 4. It comes out of the water like a drawbridge. To the left is the natural flow of the river. 150 miles southeast, it empties into the Gulf of Mexico. Now to the right is a man-made channel. 2 parts of the Riverwalk are man-made. This one was dug out in the mid-1920s following a devastating flood that we had here in 1921. The City Council, in an effort to prevent future disasters, decided to straighten out the river with this bypass channel. They wanted to take the dirt from here and use it to cover up the riverbed. Fortunately, that part of the plan got defeated. Now, they didn't know what to do with the riverbed until Robert Huntman came along with plans to convert it into a business district and a water park. The city adopted his plans, and in 1941, that's 20 years after the flood, the Riverwalk was built. Cost $430,000. Money went a long way at that time.
It's like our house. The house.
Build a whole Riverwalk. Yeah.
Now, if you would look to the left-hand side of the boat, through the trees, you'll see San Fernando Cathedral. It's important because in front of it is Main Plaza, and that's where, in 1718, San Antonio was named one of the oldest cities in the nation. As soon as I heard that, I wanted to know, what's the oldest one? It's in Florida. Does anyone know the name of it?
St. Petersburg. I don't know. St. Petersburg?
Well, that's close. It's St. Augustine.
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, Florida is the oldest city in the country.
Yeah, this one was St.
And speaking of oldest, the tree next to that lamppost is the oldest tree on the Riverwalk. It's over 300 years old. It's called the Montezuma cypress. It is magnificent. An estimated height is over 60 feet. The channel straight ahead, if you took that channel 4 miles north, you'd get to the headwaters of the San Antonio River. We're going to go back into the riverbed to floodgate number 3, and it comes down like a garage door.
See on the door?
They can use both floodgates to control the level of the water in this riverbed, even to drain it entirely, and that's exactly what they're planning to do the first week of January. In 2 weeks, this part will be completely dry. They do it to clean out the water and to make repairs to the riverwalk. Now, to the left-hand side, this hotel was built in 1921. It was unfortunate because they built it right before the flood. And if you look inside the building, you see the chandeliers. That's how high the flood waters got here at that time. Over 50 people lost their lives in that flood. City
Over 50 people lost their lives. Oh my God.
And they weren't really happy.
Bye.
It's the Drury Inn and Suites Hotel.
Some things on that side, some things
photo site restored. To my right-hand side,
She was Hispanic, like she was killed.
the main building to my right is the Mawma Hotel from 1901 to 1973.
That's why women that do her hair
On
are
that
crazy.
site was the L. Frank Saddle Company, one of the biggest saddle and harness makers in the land. To my left, in 1853, St. Mary's Catholic Church, they started the St. Mary's Academy for Boys here. It
Yeah,
evolved
she was,
into
yeah,
St.
she was
Mary's
probably
Law
something to go
School.
with his age.
Then they moved to West San Antonio. They're still there today. Now this building is the Omni La Mansión del Rio Hotel.
Ice cream, everybody.
Oh my god! Ice cream!
Now this is a very
How you look at
popular
it.
site that we're coming through now. As we come out from under the bridge,
Yeah, look up.
look high up to the left. You're going to see an optical illusion. It'll look like a freestanding wall. Look high up to the left. And that
Oh
is
my
the Nick
God.
and professional building. Built in
It
1940.
looks like it's so
One of the
flat.
first air-conditioned hospitals in the country.
It looks like just like a piece of paper just standing up.
That has a recovery room in the basement. That's a bar.
It looks like a piece of cardboard just sitting there.
Does anybody
Then little mice
recognize
can live in
Carol
it.
Burnett?
Well, little bugs.
Carol Burnett, yeah.
She was born in that hospital, as well as Colonel North. Oliver North, Colonel Oliver North.
Wow.
Really, every time I
To the
film,
front
all I
of
can see is
the
people.
building in front of us
Everywhere.
is the Hyatt
There's a
Regency
bar.
Hotel.
Go in
They
the
had
bar,
to do
camera.
shadow
Go in the
testing
bar.
before they could start building to make sure the setting sun would shine on the Alamo. As a result of that test, they limited the size of the height of this building to 16 stories.
There's that crane that's out there when we walk.
The Alamo is a mission and a war memorial, and it's tradition that the setting sun shine on it. The Alamo is called Mission San Antonio de Valero, and it's like our gas station. Next time you fill up at a Valero station, you'll know it was named after the Alamo. The Alamo is on the other side of the building to my left.
This is cool.
Number one tourist attraction in the city.
That's gonna be how much schoolwork they had to do. That's how many long nights they pulled, all-nighters.
To my right, this is the Casino Club. No, they don't have any gambling in it. That's the name of it. Built in 1927, and it started out as a private club for the German business community. Today, the first two floors are restaurants, the upper floor is private apartments.
And then they...
One famous tenant of one of those apartments was the actor Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, wow. Salt
The author
grass.
Alex Haley, who wrote Roots, floated in one of those
Salt
apartments.
grass steakhouse.
It's crazy. I didn't know all this stuff. The guy that wrote Roots stayed in that hotel.
I like the steakhouse.
If you look to the right-hand side, we have two ducks there.
I think it's I like steak.
One of them is sitting in the grass on a nest.
Oh, right there.
Next year, about this time, there's going to be about 140 of them.
A bunch of ducks. Kaylee, there's ducks behind us right here in the water.
Two San Antonio landmarks are in front of us. The Torch of Friendship and the Color of the American.
No cameras around here.
Who did? You or?
To our right is the Clipper Building. They honor the man that designed the Riverwalk by putting his name under that curved balcony. Robert Huffman, the Riverwalk. In 1941, he started the first right there. A statue of him is next to the stairway. And lady, a good way to remember that name, always hug your man.
Always what?
No, this video is gonna be boring because the guy filming it is not gonna talk to you guys.
The person
Actually, no, I've talked to it almost a lot.
In 1946, Casa Rio on my
Casa
way.
Rio was the first one.
They pioneered riverside and riverboat dining. And rumor has it that they have the freshest duck dinners in town.
Bah!
Fresh
To my
dinners.
left, you'll see the
Say
Tower of the
something about
Americas.
what you're doing.
That was the centerpiece.
So we're
of the
on a boat
1968
called the
Hemisphere World's Fair.
Riverwalk.
San Antonio was celebrating its
And the little weirdo girl, don't listen to her.
We are on the natural part of the river here.
Ow, stop it!
It's called the River Bend.
She's bad. You're like, did you
And
see
we're
she was like,
turning into the second
I'm like,
man-made
ow,
section of the Riverwalk, and it's called Hemisphere Canal. It was dug out in the mid-1960s in preparation for the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair.
So yeah. Fart.
If you look to the front end of the boat, the building that has the red and green panels, that's the Marriott River Center Hotel. They had a problem before they could start building because the lot that they selected to build on already had a hotel on it. It was called the Paramount. Because it was a historical building,
Not rain,
it
it's
couldn't
just
be
the
destroyed.
water. It's splashing.
Builders of the Marriott, they thought about
No.
it. They decided
the
to
water.
move it. Yes, they actually picked up a 3-story, 1,600-ton building, and they moved it 5 blocks away in 6 days.
Mommy,
When they
what I
finished,
don't
they
get is how
They picked up a whole
When we
building
turn a
and moved
corner
it
here
6
to the
days.
right,
3-story
you're going to see
hotel.
beautiful
They picked it up
down
and
the
moved
street.
it down the street. Took 6 days.
how
They didn't
can,
Moved an entire building.
how can anyone
That building wanted to go where it was at, so they had to pick it up and move it.
how can you pick up a building?
The waterfall. Attic, the waterfall.
Now, how do they get those lights up in the trees? Well, what they do is they attach spikes onto the legs of the workers. They climb the trees like a telephone repairman would. They get to the top, they hang the lights down from there, and then they scamper down. The lights are only turned on the day after Thanksgiving, and they're turned off
That's easy, baby.
about the second week in January. The rest of the year, they're not turned on at all.
Fill it up.
They do keep the lights up in the trees all year long
Like that.
because it's too difficult
You
to
know
take
how
them
like
down.
that whole
But they do
thing
test
extended,
them
it makes it longer.
in October and November to make sure they're all working because they found out that squirrels, for some reason, love chewing on
There's a
those
restaurant up
wires.
there. You can actually go up there and eat. And it turns.
That Tower of the
So you can watch
Americas,
the city.
it does have a restaurant and an observation deck at the top. And guess what? It
Yeah, I looked at that.
revolves. It'll take over an hour to make a complete revolution.
Wow.
It's 622 feet high, making it the second highest freestanding tower in the country.
Yeah, what's the little white play there?
I like someone sending over the bathroom.
Yeah, they're gonna jump. They're gonna jump in the water.
Better not jump.
If you're
They do, they're
interested,
catching on.
the highest freestanding tower is the one in Las Vegas. It's called the Stratosphere.
Yeah. Waving to people up there.
You did a job. We gotta come down here. We gotta go to Vegas. We gotta go to all the same. There's a trip.
Now, we've entered the Henry V. Gonzalez Convention Center area.
Okay, you go to Vegas.
He was the first Hispanic American to be elected to the House of Representatives. He served in Congress for over 30 years.
No, I'm
Now, I
going
didn't know him personally,
So bad.
but I did have the pleasure of teaching
I want to
his
go to New
grandson.
York with you.
A Studio
Wait.
54.
If you look to the left-hand
We could
side,
do me, Amy,
there's
Lila,
a beautiful mural
girls trip.
Oh, look at that
built there
mural.
in 1968.
You guys
Taylor.
here.
It's called
I've been waiting
the
to
confluence of
Look at the
civilizations
painting
in the
on the building,
Americas.
Kaylee.
You'll see Adam and Eve in the center, with the child of the future standing above the Alamo between them. It's 133 feet wide and 22 feet high. And that artist, Ron O'Gorman, used over 400,000 one-inch square tiles to put that together.
Wow.
He's actually one of my heroes because I have trouble with a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle. What he did is incredible.
That's crazy. That's a good picture.
And bye. Bye.